So as there is a what you can say delete or clear command, subsequently there is a
Copy command.
copy
Okay.
command.
Okay.
Okay. So I can say dictionary1 dot copy and copy it to dictionary2.
Right.
Okay. So dictionary2 will hold my same values now. Name, age, okay, name as ABC and age as 7.
Right.
So again I'll display it as a new dictionary percentage string is dictionary2.
Right. Yeah.
So get me my new dictionary which is copied or which is displayed from dictionary2 and is holding, let's say, name and age. Yes.
Yes. Sounds good.
Now that's fine, na? Dictionary copy.
Yeah, that is fine. Sounds good. The only thing is the syntax here, the print, new dictionary, colon, and I always have to give the percentage S or something for it to.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. That's the
yeah.
syntax of it. Okay.
Now here in this case, as there is a clear and copy command, likewise there
Okay.
is a
Update. Okay.
update command.
Okay.
So likewise we can have, for an example, dictionary dot update dictionary2.
Okay.
Okay. So dictionary1 is which we have mentioned it using two labels like name and age.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
Okay.
dictionary2 is another dictionary where we have displayed, let's say, the gender.
Right.
Now print me the value of dictionary1.
Okay.
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 So print value percentage dictionary1. And
Okay.
second, instead of dictionary1, I'm asking him only to display me the values of dictionary1.
Okay. So, okay. Not the attributes, but the values. Okay.
Hmm.
So what did the update command do there? You know what?
Yeah, I'm sharing it.
Okay.
So what I'm doing now, I'm getting my dictionary1, asking him to print the values of
Mm-hmm.
dictionary1,
Okay.
getting dictionary and asking him to print the values of dictionary2.
Two. Okay.
So, okay,
Yeah.
I have commented the update part.
Right.
Okay, so what it is given? It has given me value like this one and the
Okay.
value of dictionary2 as gender and male. Okay,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Now here, if I ask him to update my dictionary,
Mm-hmm.
dictionary1, update it with dictionary2.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
and now get me the values of dictionary1.
Uh-huh.
So ideally, what should happen? Dictionary1 is having name and age,
Age. Right.
but I'm asking him to update by dictionary2, that is gender and so these values will be coming here.
Okay. So it's like append or
Yeah, append, right?
okay.
It's like append.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
guess we're looking for least append, right?
List append, yeah, we have gone through that. Yeah.
So like list can be appended here, a dictionary can be updated.
Can be appended. Okay. Okay.
So like I get my name, age, and gender.
Right.
Now, in spite of it, if I say only get me the values of it,
Okay. Only values. Okay.
only values.
Okay.
Hmm. Then subsequently going ahead, let's say dictionary 3.
Dictionary 3.
Likewise, it can be appended in two code. We do not have anything declared over here. If I declare dictionary 3 and I append it to dictionary 1 later, likewise the amendment will take place, as there is nothing mentioned.
Okay.
I'll discard it here at this stage.
Okay.
Okay. Now from keys. Yes.
Right.
There was nothing mentioned. Okay. So name was none, age was none, and sex was none.
Right.
Now instead of that, we appended the value strain, or we passed the attribute value as a name, and now my new dictionary can be generated as name is 10, age is 10, and sex also is 10. Okay.
Right.
So from keys is the value which actually enables us to pass on the attributes.
Okay. Okay. So, but it has to be only one value, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It has to be only one value that we have just excluded it.
Right.
So I guess dictionary is pretty clear at this stage.
Yeah, dictionary is clear. Yeah.
Yeah, how we clear the values from the dictionary, how we copy one dictionary to another.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And how we update, that is append one dictionary to another dictionary.
Right.
And subsequently how we extract only the values from the dictionary.
Yes.
Okay. And from key.
Yes.
From keys is the particular API which is used to pass the particular single attribute value to all the dictionary values or dictionary heads.
Okay, pass the attributes to all dictionary. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Anything so far from the earlier part or discussion?
So far it looks good, Kaustup. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go ahead, right?
Yeah, we'll go ahead. The only thing is the syntax. I need to get used to, maybe practice or something. Yeah.
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 I don't know. Basically, this is a typical assignment which I carried out a couple of times.
Right. Yeah.
Should we be going it together, and then maybe you will explore it differently at your own pace?
So you said there is an assignment, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I normally call it as a tuple assignment.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe we'll go quickly with it, and then we'll just label out the problem statements out of it.
Okay.
Like generation of an empty tuple we have seen.
Right. Yeah.
Generation of a tuple with integers we have seen. Tuple with mixed data types.
Right.
Nested tuples.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Tuple indexing.
Yes.
Okay. So I have displayed my tuple, which is a combination of various characters, and I'm asking him to print a particular value. Let's say my tuple of 0.
Right.
Of 5. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what happens if I say my tuple of 2.0? Let's say I'll run this one. Okay. So PERMST is my tuple. Tuple 0, it will give me P. Yes, tuple 5 will give me T.
Okay. Okay.
Here in the next case, okay,
Not a float. It gave you an error. Okay.
okay, I guess, yeah, tuple 0 and tuple 5 we have asked.
Okay.
Now, n tuple is, let's say my mouse and then a list and again a tuple inside it. Yes,
Right. Yes.
now I am asking print n tuple 0 and third. So what it should give me?
Mouse is
What is
0.
what is the zeroth value of n tuple?
Mouse.
Mouse. And what is the third value?
Going to be
Then
1, 2, 3.
0, 1, 2, 3. So
Right.
8 is my third value. Yes,
8 is your third value.
ace is the third value because aim is the zeroth value.
But isn't it like okay? So within the string also it's continue.
Yeah. Within the string also it starts reading from 0.
Okay.
Let's do it from 0, 0.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
So 0, 0 obviously it will give me mouse m.
Okay.
Okay. And next time, yeah, I'm asking him to get me the first value. So this is zeroth value, this is first value.
Uh-huh.
And in that first, this is the zeroth value and this is the first value.
Okay. Okay. I got it now. Okay.
Okay.
That's going
So
to give
print
you
equal 1 comma 1 and I'll get my 4.
right.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Likewise slicing. Slicing is means selective indexing.
Right. Yeah.
So let's see, yeah, I go for get me the second to fourth element from the string.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll start from 1 to 4. Okay.
Right.
Get me elements beginning to second. Okay. So -7 means again whatever the number of elements I should start reading 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. That will be
This is
minus 7. Minus 7. Yeah.
-8, -7, 6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and 0. Okay. So when I
Okay.
say -7, that means it will get me the n and p values.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. This one.
Yes.
Sorry. -7 means p and r and p values. P and r. Yeah. And the plus seventh will be n and p value.
Okay, plus 7 is fine. So minus 7 is colon minus 7, right? So everything before that till
No,
7.
everything after that. -7 and end. -7 to end.
Oh, okay. Minus 7 to end. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. N and P values. Okay.
Okay. So likewise, subsequently 7 to end. We can ask him to get the 7 to end values.
N and P.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And the last one is if I do not specify any particular index, it will generate the list of values.
Yes.
Like all values will.
Yeah, sounds good. Just pause here for a minute. So minus 7, right? So this is P is 0. Start from left, like left to, sorry, rightmost to the left, right? P N M A R G O R P. So right to left. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last
Yes.
value is going to be minus 8, right? P
Yes.
is
Right.
minus 8.
Yes. Hello.
Minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. Right?
Yes. Right.
Colon minus 7 is going to be PNR. I got it. Okay.
Yes. Colon minus. Pardon. Colon minus.
Colon minus 7, like the one it has in line 8. Colon minus 7 is going to print the first two values.
Yes.
Okay.
Colon minus 7 is going to give us the first two values.
Right. Okay. So from negative indexing, I got it. The higher the number, basically you'll get the beginning of
Yeah.
the, right. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So slicing means we can say that selective indexing. Okay.
Yeah.
And changing the tuples.
We cannot change it, right?
Yes, we can change. Anyway, we can change as in if these are, let's say, the values particularly assigned in a specific data class. As in here, all the
Okay.
numeric values. Okay. All the values are assigned in a specific data class.
Okay. So, okay.
So let's say my tuple, I'm defining it as a tuple and inside it a list.
Right.
Okay. Now I ask my tuple 3 comma 0. Okay. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, 3 is 6 and 5, and that 0 is going to be 9. Okay. Okay, so since it is the part of a list, you can change it from 6 to 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Subsequently here, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then concatenation.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. Concatenation here plus means that doesn't mean that 1 plus 4, 2 plus
No, it's
5.
going to happen indexly.
It
Okay.
is a concatenation or addition of two different lists.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 followed by 4, 5, 6. So this will be appended in short.
Right.
So for concatenation, even we can use the append command, or we can use this addition of list command.
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
And next time when I say print of repeat and multiply by whatever the value, I'll get the display repeated that many times.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Here, I guess, can we use a slash n and it'll repeat in a different line?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's taking some time.
Okay. print my
Okay. So,
Okay.
so we have declared. Please.
No, sorry. So I was just reading somewhere else also, right? So on my own, there are multiple editors, right? I mean, like we discussed earlier, you said Spider is there, Jupyter is there. How PyCharm is different from? I mean, what do you suggest? Which one is a good editor for Python? Jupyter is the best.
Yeah, a lot of times people prefer to go ahead with Jupyter, but that doesn't
Okay.
mean like you can go for PyCharm or Spider.
Okay.
Is basically to us a lot of APIs.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when it happens Python, there are two
Mm-hmm.
things. People prefer to use the various open source packages available. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For example, for natural language processing, I may use some Stanford University
Mm-hmm.
APIs or libraries.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular technical support or the development in which editor it has been mentioned, people prefer to go ahead with those editors initially.
Okay.
And is a generic observation that Jupyter it has supported a lot of various open source packages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second thing, as it got a modular execution approach, the GUI, the user interface is quite handy, user
Okay,
friendly.
yeah, that is true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the reason that people prefer to go ahead for Jupyter.
Right.
Again, but you got a ready-made, a lot of APIs defined in some another editor. Definitely, you can go ahead and use it.
Okay. Okay.
So that's perfectly fine. Like PyCharm also quite popularly it has been used. Than this one also, like Spider is another thing.
Right. Right.
Python idle is another thing. IDE.
IDE. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's up to individual discussion that what exactly you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Is that fine? Maybe quickly we'll go ahead and finish off these three things.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
So occurrence of elements in the tuple. Let's say I have declared all the vowels inside a tuple. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now I want to count the values of I. How many
Okay.
times I has been repeated.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Second time I ask him, print the count of I is the count. That means get me this value displayed also.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Subsequently, somewhere I ask, count me the vowels dot count.
Okay.
So get me the count of P, whatever
Right.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I has been repeated three times, and
Right.
that's the reason P was not identified.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So as there is a dictionary dot copy, dictionary dot delete. Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Dictionary dot clear is command. Subsequently, there is a command called as vowels dot count. So dot count is an built-in API which it
Right.
can actually help us to get the count of a particular number or alphabet.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do one thing maybe. Okay, so that doesn't mean that it is only applicable for a single character. You can
Uh-huh.
have multiple characters, or let's say a word, a string also can be counted.
Okay. Okay. Got you. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
finding the position of an element. A lot of times it requires
Okay.
maybe you got an array, maybe a time series, financial data you got, or a
Uh-huh.
speech. You have sorted it maybe from the lowest to highest values, and now you want to find out, or you have an unsorted array, and you want to
Mm-hmm.
find out what is the highest value out of it.
Right.
Let's say mark of 10 students, or stock prices of 10 days of a
Uh-huh.
particular stock, and you want to find out what is the highest stock price. At
Right.
the same time, you want to extract on which day that was highest.
Okay.
So in
Uh-huh.
that we may require to extract the position of an element.
Right.
Okay. So
Mhm.
here, let's say vowels is my declaration, pre-declaration, and I
Right.
can ask him to get me the index of
Index
a
of E.
specific element.
Mhm.
So vowels dot index of E, and that
Right.
will give the position of E.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I
Mhm.
can ask him to display
Right. Okay.
like the position of E and then the position of I, whatever it is.
I it's giving the count, right? I mean, like it's giving like 2 times I is there. It's not giving the index of I.
No, it is giving the first positioning of I.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it's not a count.
Okay.
It gives us the first occurrence of I.
Okay. So if there are like multiples like we had, and then it's only going to give you the first count.
Yeah, it is
Where
only
okay.
yes. If there are
Okay.
multiple entries, it is only going to give us the first count.
Okay.
Hmm. Index of the elements not present in the tuple.
Yeah. Okay. None. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is not there and then you're just trying to find it out, that will be thrown as an error.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So likewise, maybe I'll just quickly go through it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we may just explore it like declaring the tuples having integer values, a mixed data type, nested tuples having the tuples and then list and then again tuples. Okay. Tuple
Mm-hmm.
indexing we have seen,
Mm-hmm.
how to extract a particular element from the tuple. Okay. Slicing, that is passing the range of values to be displayed or extracted.
Right.
Okay. Again, that can be assigned to another tuple also. So I can say my tuple 1 comma 4 is equal to new tuple.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So like a subclass also can be generated. Okay.
Okay.
Changing the tuple values. Yes. We have
Yeah.
seen you can index a particular value and assign with the new value.
Yeah. Only it's a
Concatenation
different type of within a tuple. If you have a list, you can change it, right? But generally, tuples are not changed. Okay. Got it.
generally tuple not.
Right. Yeah.
And concatenation by simple summation sign,
Right.
deleting the tuple values.
So yeah, this one I think did we delete? Did we able to delete it? Delete tuple
Uh,
value 3.
no, basically we cannot do selective deleting over
Right.
here.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Then counting, so vowels dot count is the command. Yes.
Right.
And then indexing we can have getting the position of a specific element out of the tuple.
Right.
Okay. And if it is not present, that will be thrown as an error.
Right.
Okay. So broadly, today we started with and we went ahead with list indexing